All right, you guys ready to do the daily debate?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, cool. So the question for today is, upon Anderson Silva's return to the cage, which one of these four fighters makes the most sense as his first opponent? We have four choices: Israel Adesanya, Derek Brunson, George St. Pierre, and Chris Weidman. You go first, John.
This is an easy one for me because before this question ever became our daily debate, man, as soon as I heard that he was going to be ready to go in October, I thought, oh, there's a good fight for Israel Adesanya right there. I mean, stylistically, I think that would be, who wouldn't want to sign up for that fight, right? Seeing those two guys, master strikers in the cage together, would be a lot of fun. And I hate to say it, but you know, this is kind of what MMA does. When you get to a certain position, you know, the young eat the old. You know what I'm saying? And I think unfortunately that's where Anderson is at this point. I mean, look, if GSP happens to come back, that would still be an incredible super fight. But I don't know that it has the intrigue that it once did because you know the careers have gone in two different ways. I think it's time for Anderson Silva to unfortunately kind of be the guy that might be able to put over Israel Adesanya and take him to that next level. Stylistically, I think it'd be a hell of a fight, and I like the idea of the last style bender being able to kind of build his reputation off that big name.
Goes.
I want to hear from Anderson and let us know how much time he has. If he's taking it fight by fight, Israel Adesanya. I love that. But if he's going to maybe put some work into it a little bit, then yeah, I guess I could see him fight somebody else. But I really do like the Izzy thing. I'm just afraid of derailing a guy like that. Anderson Silva, no matter where he is at in his career, always a tough outing.
There's an interesting twist to all of them. With Izzy, it's because it's like they're a replica of each other. That would just be fun to watch. With Derek Brunson, that was his last win, actually. But Derek feels strong about the fact that he should have got his hand raised. And so maybe they could run it back. But I don't know that they really have the heat unless Brunson really wants to poke at him. With George St. Pierre, it's a fight like Pacquiao and Floyd. Oh, it should have happened 5 years ago, 8 years ago. But will we still see it? Yeah, because they're two GOATs, you know. So for them to finally collide, and it doesn't really like impact or slow down a division, I'm in there as well. And then with Weidman, no disrespect, because Weidman did his job every single time. Hey, you're clowning, I'm going to knock you out. Hey, you're kicking me in the first fight, I made an adjustment, I just broke your leg. But I think a lot of people just never got the satisfaction of, hey, did he over the course of a fight just kick his ass? Like, had Anderson not clowned, would you have won that fight? And the other thing was such a freak occurrence, could you have won that fight? You know, I don't know. All Chris knows is he did his job, but could they figure out a third fight there somehow? Maybe. Would we watch it? Maybe. So they all have an interesting twist.
Watch it.
But I think it just boils down to which one's the most fun, and it's Izzy for me as well. Dan Tom, finish off.
Yeah, I'll go contrarian here, I guess. Like, it stands out, sure, the Israel Adesanya matchup, but like you said, replica. That could be a bad thing. We've seen guys stare in the mirror at each other before. We've had some reminders of that at heavyweight, even how it can affect a fight. And these guys are both counter-strikers. We've seen what happens when two counter-strikers can kind of get in there. Now, I don't think Israel Adesanya will make the mistake of some Anderson Silva opponents that may or may not be on the list, that may or may not have looked at him like a hero and let that interfere. But there's that factor when you have a guy like Anderson. They have that veteran savvy. They can really slow a fight down, make it really ugly to where even if Izzy wins, it might not look good. So I think it could really backfire, as sexy as it seems at first. So I'll go ahead and throw GSP. I think it's lost a lot of its luster, but I like it because it keeps GSP away from getting in any more title pictures, because our title picture, if you're following MMA right now, is pretty insane if you're trying to follow the interim to real championship trading cards. It's a little confusing. We can at least get these guys giving legendary status. It might not pull, it definitely won't pull what it once did, but it's enough to justify a headlining spot to give the UFC a show. I'll go with GSP Anderson.
I know the UFC accounting department would probably press GSP, right? Give me C.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you to the 1,363 that voted. Here are the results. 44% went to Israel Adesanya, so almost half the audience there. In second place was GSP at 28%, and then Weidman and Brunson were very close, 16 and 12 respectively there for those two. So thanks for voting, Junkie Nation, our readers and listeners. You guys are the best, and that's our daily debate for today.